Hello, my friends. Hopefully, everything is working properly. Hopefully, you can see me and hear me. I have a little bit of a frog in my throat this morning, so I apologize, but hopefully, everything is working smoothly. And we're back, finally. Rai, first in the chat. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Chantal Alpaca is here. Hello. How is everybody? Everything works. Good to hear. Oh my goodness. What a time it has been. I think it's basically been a month since the last time we did a writing stream, which was not the plan. I was hoping to resume streaming last week because last week was actually my first week back to writing. And it just didn't go as planned. I was not feeling very well last week. I guess it's one of the laws of the universe that if you've been away from something for a while, if you're on vacation or something, and then you try to get back into your regular routine, that's exactly like the moment when you're gonna start feeling garbo again. So, here we are. Finally feeling decent again. Finally back to the usual business. I do have some things that I'm hoping to bring down the pipeline here for the stream. There were a lot of things I wanted to do last year that I just never really got around to because my hard drive kept dying. So it was like every time I would be like, okay, I'm settled back in. I've got everything under control. I'm good to go. Let's work on channel stuff. I had to start over rebuilding my production environment from scratch. So hopefully some of that stuff will get to happen this year. I really would like to get an update to the layouts. Something a bit more specifically me themed. So I had been talking to someone about that before. I will probably resume that and see if we can get that pushed out for this summer. Coffee, Rai, I have some too. What kind of coffee have you got? I've got cinnamon dolce, which is not my favorite, but it's okay. Folgers from Costco. Nice. We have a bunch of Folgers in our cupboard. Hey, we buy in bulk too. We have the Folgers Vanilla Biscotti and the Folgers Caramel, which is my favorite, actually. This is a Cinnamon Dolce from Starbucks, and I don't really like it that much. It's supposed to be fancier coffee. You pay more, you get fewer pods, and the flavor's not as well balanced. I gave this a try because they had some special seasonal coffees out before Christmas. I got cinnamon dolce and pumpkin spice, and they're both like overwhelmed by the cinnamon, I feel. I feel like if you want a Starbucks flavored coffee, you have to actually go to Starbucks and get the latte. I don't think it really works otherwise. But here we are. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have a new layout sometime later this year, and I do have some channel points redeemed stuff that I want to get out that I've been planning to do for a while, including a proper first redeem. Since they're so popular, I do plan on putting one of those in there. I haven't had a chance yet. At the beginning of every year, I do go through and update all of my social media banners and all of my like about sections and my website and everything. So I'm kind of working my way through that right now. If you follow me anywhere like Twitter or Facebook or Blue Sky, even here on Twitch, I changed my Twitch banner last night. I don't know if anyone even sees it. Because I think when most people come to your landing page, it just loads into like whoever you're hosting. So I don't even really know if people see your Twitch banner. But anyway, the Twitch About section is getting an update in the next couple weeks as well. So just to show what I published last year. Everything that came out last year will get added to all of my socials and to my website and stuff. So it's easy to find. And then once I get past that stuff, my sort of beginning of the year refresh, that's when I'll start going through and adding some of the stuff to the channel that I've been sort of backlogging because there hasn't been time. So keep an eye out for that. That will happen. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But it just takes me a little while to work through everything that kind of fell by the wayside at the end of the year, because I hit a point usually at the end of November where it's like, okay, these are like the absolute must finish tasks for December before Christmas break starts. And I start out with a list this long, and then I just keep having to take things off of it because I'm like, okay, there's not time. So bear with me for just a couple more weeks here, and then there'll be time, and we'll get into all that stuff that has been sort of falling by the wayside. But I hope everybody had a good holiday. I'm actually early / on time for a change. Hopefully a trend that we will be able to continue, but we'll see. I'm not a huge morning person. I'm not hugely good at mornings, so we'll see how it goes. But we're here. We're gonna do editing. I talk about this at the beginning every year, but I start my year with edits. Or at least I try to start my year with edits. For the past couple years, I've been behind schedule. I don't know if you can be behind schedule if you set your own schedule, but I've been behind schedule. And so we've been starting out the year, finishing off whatever trilogy I was writing the year before. I actually fit in all of the Celestial Serenade trilogy I was writing last year. So we're starting with edits this year, and we are editing. I actually did not put the right thing in. I remember how streaming works. We're not working on the prompt novel today. We're working on Anyone's Crazy Aunt. So that's gonna clear the chat there, but there we go. Today we are working on edits for Everyone's Child Book 4 because I just did not get through that at the end of December. There just wasn't time. So I'm working on edits for the second half of that book, and tomorrow we're going to be working on edits for the final 3 Aravalia Chronicles books. That's our big goal, or at least my big goal for the beginning of this year, is to get through the final edits for that series so that my betas can see how that ends and tell me what it needs, and we can get it polished up and out into your hands. Got to play D&D with Ghost last night. I know, heck yeah. He said he had a great time. As someone who's been behind on VODs for 2 years now, yes, you can be. Yeah, it's just, you have a plan of how much, you have an idea of how much work you think you're going to be able to do, and then there's how much work you think you should be able to do, and there's how much work you actually can do. And, you know, they don't line up. Janine, hello, how's it going? This is my first, I did do one, stream, during break, but it wasn't a writing stream, it was a crafting stream. So this is my first official writing stream, for 2025. So, yeah, if we're looking for writing, I haven't been doing it. I was sick last week. I was hoping to get back to streaming last week, but I was sick. So, there was a lot of curling up on the couch and wishing that things were different. Today my throat is actually really dry, and I don't think I'm getting sick, so it's really kind of weird. It's like I just kind of dried out overnight, and now my body is like slowly rehydrating. But if I sound a little bit scratchy in the voice, that's what's happening there. I'm sorry to hear that 2025 has sucked so far, Janine. Being in Canada, the start of my 2025 has been, I think, a little bit different from our friends south of the border. I definitely know that yesterday was an interesting day for our US friends. But not gonna talk about that because that's not what we're here for. um, where do we want to hang out in our room today? I like to do, for some reason, I like to do the fireplace in the morning. And I got my little hedge log out, but we can change that. Heck yeah, fireplace. Fireplace, I don't know why, but I really just like the idea of the fireplace in the morning, curling up with the blanket by the warm fire, and just because you guys can't see it, but I've got a fuzzy blanket. Ghost and I just bought new fuzzy blankets as well. So when we went to visit his parents, they had this like really fuzzy faux fur blanket that they had gotten from Indigo, of all places, Chapters Indigo, which is I don't think you have them down in the US, but it's a bookstore. And a couple years ago, when people started moving more towards digital books, they sort of rebranded a little bit and started also including in their like catalog of items like cozy book adjacent stuff. So they have these really fuzzy blankets. And we got some when they went on sale. So we got two fuzzy blankets for less than the price of one, which I'm excited about. Ryder Lee, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How's it going? Unknown Soul, hello, hello. How's it going, my friend? How was your stream today? I assume that you were working on writing, but if you were working on something else, let us know. I have a couple blankets like that my grandma got from QVC TV. Yeah, it was really lucky because I guess I don't know if it was like a like after Christmas sale or if it's just like because a lot of those stores are seasonal, right? So now they're starting to get rid of their winter stuff so that they can bring in their spring stuff, right? So in the like end of February, beginning of March, they'll want to have all of their spring line in. And Chapters Indigo is a physical bookstore. It's not like Amazon where all of their stuff is like warehouses. They are a physical store. So there is a Chapters Indigo. We ordered online, but there is a Chapters Indigo in our town. We can drive down the street to one. So I think they're getting rid of their winter stuff so that they can make room for their spring stuff. So there was a massive sale. And I was like, we need these blankets. So we got two, so there won't be any fighting over who gets to have the fuzzy blanket. We each have our own fuzzy blanket. And actually, last night after your D&D ended, Rai, we went and curled up on the couch under our new blankies and watched some Futurama, and it was great. Hope all is well. All is pretty good. This is my first official writing stream for the year. Last week was a little bit of a bust, because I wasn't feeling well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into it. Stream went well, been working on novel edits. That's what we're about to do as well. So it's ready for beta readers. Heck yeah. Have an appointment in 15 minutes, have to duck out. No worries. Thank you so much for the raid. We really appreciate you. I hope that your appointment goes well. I hate appointments of all kinds. I have a dentist appointment coming up this Sunday I'm not looking forward to, but I hope your appointment is good. I hope everything goes smoothly. Pie is here to drown us in coffee. Save your work, everybody. I haven't even opened my document yet, but we will do that now. The animation is going to freeze for just 1 minute here while I open what I need to get opened. There we go. Should be functional again. And we're working on Anyone's Crazy Aunt today, which is book 4 of Everyone's Child. Soul Ghoul, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Also, if I say anyone's name wrong, please correct me. I'm horrible with names. I try my best. I have this weird thing. I'm not dyslexic, but for some reason, when I look at names, especially on Twitch, I tend to rearrange letters without meaning to. So if I do that with your name, please let me know. It's not intentional. I want to get it right. Pi, how should I say your name properly? Tell me how you want me to say your name. No cap, Pi. If you cap me on the first stream of the new year, I'm going to be so sad. Let's get some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydrates going here. A 1. A 2. A 3. A 4. And a 5. I seem to remember that I tried to say your full name a couple times. And you were like, you're murdering it. Just call me Pi. I seem to remember that being a conversation that we had way in the long ago, like 3 years ago, where it was like, Pi kill Nick, and you were like, just call me Pi. Vinyl's here. Vinyl, how's it going? So yeah, that's just kind of a quick, a very quick rundown of what's been going on and where I've been and why I wasn't here last week. How's it going, Vinyl? I just want to say, I think I said this during the craft stream too, but I just want to say that during the break, Ghost and I got to hang out briefly with Kali and Vinyl, and we played GeoGuessr. And Vinyl is so good at that game, and I definitely felt like I was the weak link. Because, like, Vinyl and Kali definitely have this, like, checklist of look for license plates, look for flags, and I'm just, like, flailing around like, I don't know, there's a cool-looking rock over there. It was amazing. I learned a lot of strategy from you guys. Having breakfast before I get chores going. Heck yeah, does that mean it's a day off for you, Vinyl? I hope it's a very relaxing day if it's a day off. I definitely am much better at that game. Well, I want to say I'm much better if they don't plunk you down in the middle of nowhere, but I guess that's true for everyone. I'm definitely much better at that game when I have, like, direction of, like, what to look for, what to keep an eye out for, because if it's just me, I'm just like, I don't fucking know where in the world this is. I play the daily challenges, so I've picked up a lot of strategy. Heck yeah! It was funny when it dropped us in. One of them was one of the maps, I guess I shouldn't say map, but one of the images that it dropped us into was literally a ball court from, like, a Mayan ruin. And Colleen and Vinyl were like, what the fuck is this? And Ghost and I were like, we've been here! And it turned out it wasn't the one that we had been to, because the one that we were in was in Belize. But it definitely helped us narrow down our region, because we were like, this looks almost exactly like a place that we actually went to, which was pretty funny. It was a pretty interesting experience. What were we doing? We were changing our spirit companion, potentially. Who haven't I hung out with in a while? I haven't hung out with our little bee friend in a while. We do have a Christmas, one for them we could do. We could do their fancy galaxy skin that I also purchased. Or we can do, like, the green one. Maybe we should do the green one. The Matrix skin. It's so cool, even if it wasn't the exact one. It gave us an area to look in. Yeah, it was really funny too because when we were in, so many years ago now, this was in like 2011. We went to Belize and we visited 2 Mayan ruins. One was called Shubantunich, which is, I believe it means Lady of the Rocks. And one was Lubantun. Shinentunich was a much larger ruin. It had one of those ruins of the stone temples. It wasn't such a complete ruin that you could actually like go down into the temple, but you could climb up to the top of it, which was pretty cool. And then Lubantun was a much smaller, less popular one because it's mostly just a town. It didn't have one of the big temples, but Lubantun actually famous / infamous for being the location at which the crystal skull was discovered, air quotes, because the curator who had worked there for many decades felt like it was not. When the curator's like, no, I feel like it's a scam, sus. But it is the place where the crystal skull was supposedly, the original crystal skull was supposedly discovered in Lubantun. So we've actually, whenever that comes up, we can actually say, oh, we've been to the place where that supposedly was discovered. But Lubantun was very, very interesting because it's not as flashy like when you think of going to like ruins and touring around and seeing places. Like when we went to Pompeii, and it was very much like you see the building structures that they've unearthed and some that they've like sort of tried to reconstruct and put back together. Lubantun is very much just kind of like an open field with a bunch of overgrown, like grass overgrown piles of rocks on it. But when you walk through it, you can tell that it was a city. Like it has the impression of being a city, which is really cool. So it was one of the more interesting places that we've been to. And it was actually when we went to the resort in Belize that we stayed in when we went to these ruins, when we went to Shinantunich, we had a bus full of people who wanted to go there. And when we went to see Lubantun, it was just our family. Like no one else was even interested in going there. And it was like so amazing. And we were like, why don't people come and see this? It's so cool and interesting. And it's so much more like, because people think of the Mayan and Aztec temples as being like the thing that was like the center of their culture, but it's so much more interesting to go into a city and see how the everyday people lived. And it's like, this is Lubantun is where people lived, it's where they worked, it's where they did their day-to-day. It's so much more fascinating then yeah, there's the temple where they may have done human sacrifices. We don't really know for sure. They wanted you to use your imagination. It was great. It was a great time. And that was also where somebody, I think it was Woof, was talking about it on Saturday night. That was where we also went swimming in a cave. So it was cool. Belize was very cool. But today, in a more immediate time frame, we're going to be working on edits. I got to get to my chapter here. I don't think I have... I don't think I have a ton of notes. Gotta wake up my brain here. I don't think I have a ton of notes for changes in this chapter, which is generally a good thing. It means I feel like I did a decent job telling the story. I just need to go back and make sure all the sentences sound good and everything is in its proper place. Right away I can tell we've got some passive voice to work through in the opening paragraphs. So that's going to be fun. All right, I think we've got everything set. I have changed it to, we're going to do 30-minute sessions with, I think we usually do 20-minute breaks. Is that? And we'll do 3 of those. That's right. I gotta set things up the way I do on stream, not the way I do off stream, because I don't run the break timers off stream. Barefoot Turtle, hello, hello. Cheers, my friend. How's it going? So I think we are good to go. Okay. Oops. Just scrolling through to see how many pages we've got to get through today, but I think this will be reasonable. Spoopy Skellingtons, hello, hello. How's it going? Going well. Glad to hear it. I am just going to take one quick pop AFK before we start, which is pretty typical of me anyway, because I've blabbered for about a half an hour before starting. But as I mentioned at the beginning of stream, I'm a little bit dry today. I don't think I'm getting sick, but my throat is just a little bit dried out, so I've been drinking a lot of water this morning and a lot of coffee since we started. So I just want to pop into the restroom quick before we spend half an hour focusing. Otherwise, this sprint is going to be a lot more challenging. I genuinely don't think I'm getting sick. This has been a thing that's been happening to me on and off lately, where my throat will just dry out overnight. I think it's because sometimes I just pass out and my mouth rolls open while I'm sleeping, and we sleep with the fan on, even in the winter, so I think I'm dried out. But it's been getting better. I think if generally, why is that so hard to say? Generally, when you're getting sick, like, you get drier and drier, and it gets harder and harder to like, hydrate. I've actually been getting more hydrated as the morning has gone on. My voice is actually getting better than it was. I sounded really rough this morning. So I don't think I'm getting sick, knock on wood. But I am just a little bit dry. So I've just been drinking a lot of water. So if we're going to do 30 minutes of deep focus, I should, hit the washroom quick before we do it. Collie's been fighting a sore throat for a few days. Sore throat is the worst. But dry, I think this is a dryness thing. Because I've kind of learned too that instead of like kicking back an entire glass of water to just like slowly sip. And so I think I'm just like slowly getting more and more hydrated. But I have drunk quite a lot more this morning than I usually do. So, as Carly would say, I gotta go wash a room. And then we will get started on our focus. let's do some focus. Oh yeah, let's change the time of day because I think it's more cozy if the lights are on in the cabin. Let's just make it evening in this magical world so that it'll be more cozy. Gotta get my blanket and my sweater to play nice with each other. I'm gonna sneeze. I apologize in advance. Hopefully that didn't peak the mic. Sorry about that. Oops. Taryn. You got your book. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness, that was much faster than I expected. I'm so glad to hear that you love it, and I'm so glad it made it to you safely. There were some business cards in there as well that you can use in any way that you would like. Yeah, they were warning, Canada Post was warning that there were still backups on international mail, so I was worried that it would take way longer to get to you. I'm so glad it made it already. That wasn't even, I think it wasn't even 2 full weeks, which is good. That's fast for Canada Post. That's fast for Canada Post normally, and they just got done with the strike. Also, Taryn, how you doing? What is up? Sorry, guys, that sneeze. Sneeze really messed me up. having a rough time because of the political BS that affects those I care about. I feel you. I imagine yesterday was I was saying at the beginning of stream, I imagine yesterday was a rough day for everyone living south of the Canadian border. Definitely sending good thoughts and love to you guys. I know that is only of limited help, but there's not much else I can do except to give you guys a cozy place to hopefully hang out and chill and feel better, even if only temporarily. Finish this sentence. I have mixed feelings about the beginning of this chapter. Part of me feels like I should shuffle it around a little bit more. But part of me also feels like there's not really a way to do that without breaking up the flow. So we'll see. I always read over these a second time, so I'll see if it feels particularly egregious. Do you ever draft on stream, or do we only ever see you doing edits? I do draft on stream. Pretty much everything that I did in November was writing. You can kind of tell the difference between the writing streams and the editing streams because there's a lot more clicky clacks during the writing streams. But we will be doing a lot more editing at the beginning of the year. Hey, no worries. You guys can't see what I'm doing unless I tell you, right? There's a lot more staring at the screen, I feel, when I'm doing the editing, and a lot more clicky-clackying when I'm doing the writing. We will be actually doing a writing stream on Thursday, because we got some more prompt novel to finish. It does feel like it's been forever. I definitely wanted to come back earlier, but last week was just, I just could not... I could barely function as a human being, let alone be on stream, unfortunately. There was a lot of wake up, go flop on the couch, wish a certain thing would happen so that I could feel better. Uterus possessors will be aware. It not happening and me being like, well, I guess I gotta go to my computer and do a thing now. Baseline human functioning is definitely required for productivity. Absolutely. And on weeks like last week, I hit this sort of conundrum a lot where it's like, I really want to stream. Like, even if I just if I don't turn on my camera and just turn on my Lofi spirits, like, there's a part of me that very much wants to do that and just wants to be present in some capacity. But I have so little energy that all of it ends up being consumed by the process of just being even minorly productive. And so I get to a point where I kind of have to be like, okay, I can either get all of my work done for the day or I can get like half of my work done in stream. And so I end up just not having the extra energy available to do, the streaming part. And I always have a debate with myself. I'm like, I could just, no cam, low energy. But I feel bad doing even that because it's not really what people are there for. People want to have the conversation and they want to have the interaction, and I just don't feel up to doing that. And so what ends up happening is I wrap myself in a blanket, brute force my way through some productivity, and then go pass out on the couch. So it wasn't a fun week, but some things got done that needed to get done. And by the time I felt better, it was Friday. So I was like, we'll just stream next week. We'll just triumphantly return next week. But it happens. To me, I think that's the most challenging thing about streaming in general is knowing when to not stream. Because sometimes I really, really want to, but I just know that the energy isn't there, or that if I put the energy into that I'm just going to be completely wrecked and not be able to do anything else for the rest of the day. And it sucks. It's a hard decision to make because I want to be around for people. I want to interact with my friends. And of course, the more consistently you stream, the more consistently people come and hang out with you. Of course, it's one of the laws of the universe. So it kind of sucked, but it was the best decision for my health, which I can acknowledge. I would totally hang out with spirits and Avatar Megan while mutually working. Yeah, but I also feel like I know people would come and hang out with me even if I'm low energy, but to me it feels like I would be cheating you guys in a way because, what we all want is what we have today, where we're hanging out and there's a potential for crazy tangents in between sprints and all that kind of thing, and I just couldn't do that last week, And I know people would still come and support me and still be happy to have anything that I was able to give, but I want to be able to give you guys the best, right? I want to be able to give you guys good stuff. I'm supposed to have a package delivered today, but it doesn't look like it's actually gone out for delivery yet. But that carrier often comes late in the day, so we'll see. I ordered it. Most excitingly, I ordered a new shower curtain liner. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to take another quick break. I will pause the break timer while I am washing my room, as Carly likes to say. And then I will be back, and we can continue to converse a little bit before we do next Sprinty Sprants. back. Thinking about going back over the first few pages of this scene again. It's going to make things take longer, but sometimes it's more about the quality than the speed. I might cheat and look at it during the break. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Yes. No, that is 100%. Actually, I mean, it is a break. I don't know if this would be easier for you to have it written out. I have a couple of stages that I go through for planning my projects. The first is just kind of to write down all of the ideas I have for it. And I usually do that first in my day planner. So I'll actually, I think I've shown this before. This is one of the few parts of the process that I do actually by hand. But in my day planner, there's this reflect on your month section. And there's this whole page that's for like ideas and notes. I don't know why my camera keeps getting so dark. So what I'll do is I'll basically just go through and jot down whatever ideas I have in there, just as they come to me or as I'm thinking about it, and just try to get a really sort of basic, my most basic outline of, and for me, a lot of my stuff is like a book in my head is a trilogy on paper. So I'll be like, where are my stopping points? Where are my breaks in the trilogy? Where are my midpoint turns? Where, you know, are those sort of things? And I'll just sort of try and write down everything that I've got. And then eventually, I'm at 8.9 streak, almost 9.0. Cheers, Pie. I don't know why I almost said your name wrong. Cheers. And a save check. Everybody save your works. So I will go through and do that and try to just get a basic idea of everything. And then when I if you do have a written sample you could show, I don't have a written sample I can show because it's all spoilers. But it's literally just like, you know, things like they go to this place, or like if there's like a romantic subplot, like what the basics of the romantic subplot are, or like what the overall goal is, and like, you know, the book ends with this happening, the next book starts with this happening. I have to be a little bit vague. For the save alert, Pi, for reminding us to save. That's why you're being thanked. So Uh, oh, it was a posture check. I thought it was a save alert as well. Posture check. I did both, Pi. I postured and I saved. I did it all. I'll do another hydration for free. Hey Blur, how's it going? So it's really just a really generic info dump, and then eventually I go through, when I sit down, I'll take a day that I sit down to actually write my outline, and I'll go through my day planner, pull out all of those notes, and start arranging them into plots. And then what I try to do is get all my plot beats, because you're gonna have holes. Your first initial info dump is going to have a ton of holes. Your first initial outline is going to have a ton of holes. And so I start putting it in order, trying to hit all of my plot beats, and arranging them into the order that I want to have them in the outline. And that's when I start looking for my holes and start to fill in my blanks. But even then, I still find that I have massive holes when I get to my drafting stage. So really, you just kind of have to, every time you find a hole, you just have to kind of try and fill it in. And I find that drafting is an ongoing process of trying to keep track of all your plots and making sure that you're getting them from A to B, without too many holes in between. And often I have to go back and add subplots in during the editing stage, so you're not going to get it all the first or second time through, really. It's going to take a couple of passes before you feel like you have everything. I hope that makes sense. How do you decide how long each part of the process is going to take you? Practice. I know how long it's going to take me because I've done it 60 times. I would say give yourself as long as it takes, the first couple times through, and time yourself. You can write down how long you spend doing something so that the next time you know, okay, it took me 6 hours to do that outline, so I probably want to have at least 6 hours to do my next outline, or it took me 3 hours to do this, so I know that I need 3 hours to do it next time. That was what I used to do, is I would just write down how long stuff took me, and now I know like a rough time estimate of how long a thing is going to take me to do. But it's kind of trial and error until you figure it out. Just popping in for a second because I'm going to play some Baldur's Gate with friends. Well, we appreciate seeing you, Blur. I hope you had a fantastic holiday, and I hope you've gotten much arting done since the last time we talked. Also, enjoy your lurk, Pie. Have fun. Got so much art done, close to finishing a 3-year project. That's so cool. Blur, did you ever post that comic as well? Still waiting on voice lines? Let me know when it goes up. I'm interested to see it. Take care, Blur. Thanks for dropping by. Hey Kiki, how's it going? Sewing someone's brain together. Like a doll? Or like a Frankenstein? Or in a book? a save. I haven't saved in a while. Peter, I'm gonna call you, my friend. How's it going? How are you? Didn't sleep well last night, and I was brave and awake all day, and I just got in from a new photography course. Well, I hope the course went well, Peter, and I hope you got some rest today. Rai, what you up to? Did you finish your coffee? I'm gonna actually pause the timer just before the break starts because I'm like 2 paragraphs away from the end here. Perfect. All right. I did go back and re-edit the first couple pages of that scene, but I'm much happier with it now. Much, much happier. And now we are on to the second scene that needs editing for today. So we will see if this one goes a little more smoothly. Hey, Tal, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. How was your holiday? I made a fool of myself in photos, which is always hilarious to me. There's something about me that if I see a camera, my TISM alarm goes off, and for years I'd think, no, not for me, don't take photos, but now I go hard in front of a lens. Nice. I mean, as long as you had fun. Fun, I feel, is the most important part. If I don't, I can't do it, so it's either go big or go home, and I ain't gonna go home. Mama Greenwood didn't raise a no-home goer. She raised a coward, a fool, a clown, a handsome devil. What, Peter? You are not most of those things. Definitely a handsome devil, but not a coward, a fool, or an abject failure. Give yourself a little bit of credit, Peter. You are amazing. We love hanging out with you. We love hearing your stories. I just hope you had a good time. That's the most important thing. Doing well, worked or hectic all the time. Kids are still on holidays till the 30th. Dang, that's a long holiday. But they're letting me get some work done. Although I guess it's summer in your area, so maybe that makes sense that you have a longer holiday at Christmas. But they're letting me get some work done, so it's good. I've been pretty good. My throat is a little dry today, which is weird. I was hoping it would clear up as I got through my coffee, but it's still persisting. I don't feel like I'm getting sick. I still hope I'm not getting sick. I feel like I'm just really dried out for some reason. But aside from that, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a weird resumption of work here at the beginning of the year. I was sick last week. I'm hopefully not getting sick again this week. But we just kind of carry on. Carrying on. I did have a fun wee time. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm doing okay. You know, I enjoyed having a bunch of time to do nothing, and now I have to be productive again. So I'm trying to be productive. 6 to 7 weeks of school holidays. I can't imagine... It's hard for me to imagine that happening at Christmas time. But I guess, like I said, our year is arranged differently because it's winter for us right now instead of summer. So dried out from the lack of humidity and temp right now. I know, it's weird. Like, I woke up this morning and it was like my throat was totally dry, but it doesn't feel... It's hard to describe. It doesn't feel like a sore throat. Like, my throat doesn't feel painful. It just feels scratchy and dry. But I also feel like I'm, like, drinking and like, my body's just, like, absorbing it, and it's not doing... It's not doing the job. Speaking of drinking, which is what I've been doing today, I'm going to take a quick break and run to the washroom. I will pause the timer so that we can talk for the rest of the 20 minutes when I get back. sick. Peter, I do not think vodka would be helpful to me in this situation. I did peek in the medicine cabinet to see if we have cold medicine, just in case I am getting sick. And we don't! So, actually, vodka would not hydrate me, it would dry me out. It would dehydrate me. It would do the opposite. Same with whiskey. We will continue with the coffee for our hydration. If rubbing alcohol is for outside wounds, so drinking alcohol is for inside wounds. I definitely think drinking alcohol is for emotional wounds. Or Dahmerin thinks that, at least. So yeah, I am basically cold medicine-less, so if I wake up wretched tomorrow, I guess I will be frantically texting Ghost Pepper asking for cold medicine. I got an octopus for ya. If you have whiskey, you can put it in your coffee and have hot medicine. Listen, again, I don't know. That's gonna help with the dryness situation. Oop. Here we are. This octopus hat, for anyone who doesn't know, was made by a friend of the stream, It's Woof, who I hang out with every Saturday night on his channel. I almost said Thursday night, which is incorrect. Let's move over to the window. Let's make it even more cozy by making it nighttime. And let's change our spirit. Who do we want to hang out with? Let's see. I do like his little reindeer skin, not gonna lie. Oh, I can't pet him in this? I can't pet him in that window? I have to go to this window? Comfy, comfy. I realized I never followed up with you coming into the Wednesday campaign as a guest. Honestly, Rai, I thought that maybe you were just joking. You're not required to have me on if you found someone better or changed your mind. But if you would still like me to do a guest spot, send me a DM and we'll talk about it. I can even give you a Jakella if that's what you want. I am the hot medicine. Peter, get over here. We need some hot medicine in the house. We leveled up! Level 65. Am I level 65 or level 60? Yeah, level 65. I was like, am I level 65 or level 67? That's how numbers work, right? You just skip the 6. Woofrey J. Woofington Smith III. I would never joke about something like that. Oh, right, you're such a sweetheart. Yeah. Shoot me a DM. We can definitely talk about it. And yeah. Hopefully I'm not getting wretchedly sick. That will help. If you're level 68, you're in for a good time soon. I mean, we are level 65, as you can see here. It hasn't given us the daily timer done, because I have the timer set to roll for now, but we will get there. We can talk after the Dropout live show tonight, because I need to leave soon. Hell yeah! Enjoy the show! Tell me how it is to see them all live and in person, because that sounds amazing. I finished watching Crown of Candy and Ravening War, and I have started watching Never After, which is a very interesting experience because it's the horror season. And I didn't know that when I clicked on the first episode. And there was definitely some, what the hell have I just gotten myself into? And I think this is the last season of The Intrepid Heroes that I haven't seen. So I'll be moving on to some of the other campaigns to watch soon. Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. I should check and see if my package has come out for delivery yet. I keep looking for it even though it doesn't say package is out for delivery. There we go. Perfect. It will come sometime between now and 8 o'clock usually. Whoops. It was so interesting. I had a package delivered by UPS yesterday. And it gave me an exact 3-hour time window when my package would be delivered. And then for Inelcom, which is the carrier that is delivering today, which I guess is Dragonfly now as well, it just says, your package is en route and will be delivered by 10 p.m. Okay, so sometime in the next 9 hours. But it's okay because I don't have to sign for it, so that's fine. Whatevs. I feel like I want to poke around. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys can tell, I turned up the resolution on this game because it was, I had turned it down, I guess, at some point. And it was super blurry, and everything is quite a bit, nicer now, I noticed. Like, it's cleaner, it's crisper. The lighting is a little bit more, like, bright and stuff. So enjoy that. I hope it's, I hope it looks good. I do like the floating candles. I should go, because it's not Christmas anymore, and I think we have the Christmas thing out. So we should definitely change that to something less Christmassy. We had the pumpkin before. We had these pumpkins before. And I theoretically am tempted to go with that again because, you know, Halloween year-round. We could go with one of the lamps. I think we had this before. The lighting is definitely a lot nicer with the resolution turned up, for sure. Let me just go back to that for now. The floating candles like you too, they told me. Well, I'm glad. I appreciate their appreciation of me. We could also change the snack. Although I do like that particular mug. Domerin has the spicy noodles. I suppose that's not, like, Christmas specific. It's just kind of, you know, winter cozy. Every time you say Halloween, all I can think of is the discussion on the Saturday stream with you and Ghost. The one where I was like, You're in luck. I'm not gonna divorce you because I love you, you dumb bitch. There's a blurb of that. Bruce blurps everything. For those who weren't there, Ghost said that he didn't like Halloween, and I was like, well, now we have to get divorced. And the sentence was something along the lines of, you can't get mad at me for not liking Halloween because kids, blah, blah, blah. But it was like an incomplete sentence. It was like he had started this thought, but just never finished it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to divorce you because I love you, you dumb bitch. Recently, I've been getting angry that Alien 3 exists. Isn't Alien 4 the really, really bad one, though? Isn't 4 the one that we should really all, like, gang up on? And be like... I mean, Alien 3 isn't as good as Alien 2, from what I remember. Or Aliens, I guess, is the second one. I've only ever seen Aliens 3 once. But I believe Alien 4 is the really, really bad one. Yeah, Aliens is the best one. Yes. They mostly only come out at night. Mostly. I've only ever seen Alien 3 once. It was on TV as well. I think Alien and Aliens are slightly different genre. Alien is more horror and Aliens is a little more action-y. I'm not like a big film buff, so I feel like I'm not the best one to have that debate with, but I feel like Alien and Aliens set out to accomplish different goals, and each successfully does the goal in their own way. I remember too someone talking about, I don't remember if it was Alien or Aliens. It might have been Aliens, but it's like basically the perfect movie because in the first 2 Alien movies, the characters are actually really intelligent and they actually make intelligent decisions. And they actually... Because if you watch later... Like, if you watch Alien versus Predator, it's, like, lampshaded how stupid some of the people in those movies actually act. But in the early Alien movies, like, the characters are actually really intelligent about how they handle the situation. And they actually, like, make responsible decisions and, like, do the thing that is most likely to protect them. It just doesn't end up working out. The Terminator is sci-fi horror, but Terminator 2 is sci-fi action. Yeah, same. I also like T2 better than Terminator. It's more interesting to me. I think Terminator 2 is the best one of the franchise, personally. But it makes more sense. I do feel like Terminator 2 also makes more sense if you've seen the first one. We did an Alien movie marathon and we watched Alien 3 when it was its turn, and my husband and friend were like, that was much better than I remember. Interesting. Hey, Losi Lore, how's it going? Like, when I die, I want Terminator 2 put on loop in the lid of my coffin, and as they lower me into the ground, my thumb goes up. That would be amazing, Peter. We're just about ready to get into our next sprinty spront, so I will be going quiet here in a minute, but feel free to keep talking about all the movies. It sure be going. That's how I think most of us feel right now, actually. I just want someone to text my friends from my phone at my funeral to thank them for coming. Yeah, give everyone a heart attack. I had a couple of moments because Facebook doesn't uh, really know when somebody has died, so it keeps telling you about their birthday. And the first year, I think someone must have eventually like found the password or the setting or whatever. But the first couple years after my grandmother died, Facebook kept reminding me about her birthday, and it's it hurt. It was this was like almost 10 years ago now, so I assume that they've changed many settings now so that you can do it. And I also assume that eventually my family got around to figuring it out. But the first year after she died, where Facebook was like, hey, it's your grandma's birthday, I was like, thanks for the pain, Facebook. I'll be going now. T2, Shaun of the Dead, Alien, and Die Hard with a Vengeance are the films that no matter where I find them on TV, I will watch them. Heck yeah. I'm going to pause this for 1 second. I've mentioned this before, but one of my guilty pleasure movies is the original Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone. And I don't necessarily believe in guilty pleasures because I feel like you should never feel guilty about your pleasures. But I can openly admit that I like the original Judge Dredd. It is an objectively horrible movie. It is not well written. It is not well presented. But it has this weird charm that keeps me going back to it. And it goes, for me, in the same category as Escape from New York, which, once again, objectively bad movie, but also amazing. And Little Trouble or Big Trouble in Little China, I think it is. Amazing. When a man descends an escalator from a neon lit skull, you know that you're watching an amazing movie. I get emails about my mom's birthday, but Microsoft Mail seems to think it's on like the 2nd of January. It's not on the 2nd of January. My stepbrother's memorial Facebook page is gone. Very cool concept to leave profiles active so people can reminisce and stuff, but sad that if it's not active, it gets taken down. That is sad. I don't really know a lot about how Facebook works anymore because I don't really use it anymore. I just kind of post on my author profile a couple times a week, and those are all automated posts. It's absolutely such a fun movie that's unironically a good movie. Which one, Peter? Escape from New York? I think Escape from New York is a good movie, but I think the shit from Escape from LA splashed onto Escape from New York and tainted it. I liked Escape from LA, but Escape from New York has that old-timey charm. Escape from LA is just kind of a bad sequel. That's me with Reign of Fire. I can see that. Sounds like me with Devil. I didn't say it was a good movie. I said I liked it. Exactly. Rush Hour is mine. Hell yeah. Judge Dredd is unironically a good movie. Yeah, I mean, objectively it's poorly written and poorly acted, but I still love it. Like, I'm talking the original Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, not the new one, which was actually good. With the new Bones. What is his name? Starts with a K. I think. Carl Urban. I kept thinking Kyle, and I was like, his name is not Kyle. I was like, if I say Kyle Urban, people are going to be like, who the fuck are you? But I couldn't get to Carl. Yes, the new Carl Urban in the new Dredd is really good. But I still love the original Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone for unknown reasons. watched The Shawshank Redemption, and I love that movie with my whole heart. I've never seen that. I know a lot of people who swear by that movie, but I've never seen it. I'm gonna blow my nose and then start the sprint. So, but I had to admit how I feel about the original Judge Dredd. I don't think I would like The Shawshank Redemption if I'm honest with you, which is one of the reasons why I've never watched it. I am. Is The Shawshank Redemption the movie I'm thinking of? Hang on, let me make sure. Yes, not for me. Definitely not a for me movie. I am self-aware enough to recognize when I will dislike something. The subject matter is troubling to me. I didn't think Nicolas Cage movie is so damn enjoyable, but Color Out of Space holds a special place in my part. I haven't seen that one. Nicolas Cage is a special kind of guy. Okay, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna let the sprint go. I'm gonna release the productivity into the wild. And I am gonna take the octopus off because I think it's time. Hey, Cypher Robinson, how's it going? Had a good analysis day, so now doing some household tasks before resting. Had to decide on my werewolf rules and make some adjustments before moving forward. But that's almost done now, so tomorrow I can get back to making word count progress. Heck yeah! Glad to hear it. You're an individual with taste and style, and I appreciate you. Peter, you're awesome. One Vamp, hello, hello. How's it going? Doing pretty good. This is our first official writing stream of the year. I meant to restart last year, last year. I meant to restart last week, but I was sick. So this is our first actual writing stream since December. Honeyshuckle. Glad to see you stop by. For an update on my project since the new year, my players are too scared of me for their own good. Uh-oh. One Jam says, I'm good. Finished last revision during the holidays. Also chose a title. Heck yeah, titles are hard. Now I'm doing final proofread. Backward. Interesting. Before hiring a professional proofreader. Do you find that doing it backwards helps you find things that you think you would miss otherwise? I've never tried to edit backwards. They won't talk to anyone, even someone they purposely tied up and spared they didn't interrogate. They're avoiding conversation at all costs. Why? Why would they avoid conversation? Title is a challenging one. Ended up on Ravenlore. I haven't decided if I want to add my series name or not. Since it's a standalone, but the first book in the series. If you're intending for it to be a series, you should probably include the series title from the start so there's no confusion later. About proofreading, I read a lot of tips to do it from end to beginning. Supposed to stop the brain from filtering out stuff based on context. You actually notice miswords or duplicates. Interesting. I don't think it would be helpful to me, but if you find it helpful, I would be curious to know. What did something happen in a conversation that scared them off? Like, are they afraid of messing up the conversation? Are they afraid of like new information? That sounds so wild to me that they're avoiding talking to the NPCs. They're in a time loop. Why do they care about consequences? Presumably, they have to figure out a way out of the time loop. So they they should be looking for a way out. Does anyone else just like when a trilogy saga has the title of the first book as the title of the series? Probably what happened was that Twilight was meant to be a standalone, and then they wrote a second one, and they were like, this is how I'll make sure people know it's part of the series. I don't like it either. I think you should come up with a naming scheme, like, ahead of time. All of your books should, like, follow a naming scheme. There's my package. 1 second, my friends. I will be right back. So exciting. New shower curtain liner. Yay! You're so lucky Bruce is not here to hear you say, here's my package. It's an Amazon package! That is where I am going to stop. I was hoping to get a little further on edits before we finish stream today, but we did pretty good considering I had to go back and re-edit the opening of the first scene. It is time for me to wrap up, however, because I gotta go eat some food and apparently maybe look into ordering some cold medicine just in case I'm getting the sick. I have important news. I went through all 4 beetles and put them in order of who would be easiest to beat in a fight. Please post your results on the Discord, Peter. We would all very much like to see that. Does Ghost Pepper know that Amazon had your package? Yes! I told him that I ordered a new shower curtain liner. It's not even a new shower curtain, just the liner. It's not exciting. And earplugs for me to sleep in. From easiest to hardest, Paul would be the easiest. He's a soft boy. He'd probably pay you not to punch him. Ringo, he'd maybe try to get in a few hits, but he'd crumble pretty quick. John, he'd put up a good scrap, but you could take him down. George, he'd put up a good fight. George is rough and ready. Heck yeah. Alright, let's see who's online today so that we can do a raid. Oh my goodness. I hope I'm not getting sick. I hope I really am just dried out. But just in case, I might look into putting myself together a cold medicine care package. From Amazon, because they'll deliver it to my door possibly tomorrow. You'd think John and George would be the easiest. I would think Ringo would have been the easiest, because he was like a sweetheart, but I put a surprising amount of thought into that. I'm assuming Peter was assuming they were all alive during the fighting part. Oh, hey, Infinite Dog is doing some art. We might pop over there, because I don't get to raid her very often. She usually raids me. So I think we're gonna head over there. I do intend to be back tomorrow. If I do come down with the sick, we will forge ahead. We might go no camera. We might go, I don't know. If I lose my voice, I don't know. We're streaming this week. We're figuring it out. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick. I don't want my throat to be dried out either, but I don't want to be sick. You'd think if I was getting sick, it would be getting worse, but whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll be back tomorrow and again on Thursday because somehow we're going to make this all happen. So again, 10:30 a.m. PST, Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be here in some capacity, sharing my workday with you. Give John a cup of water and a bag of chips, and he'd be back to fighting fit. Rico is a nice boy, but nice boys know how to start shit. The trick to getting John down is you get the first punch in. If John gets you first, it's infinitely more difficult. Peter, you have put a lot of thought into this, and I frankly applaud you for it. Also, if you're looking for me elsewhere outside of my channel, you'll find me on Woof's channel Saturday night at It's Woof for our usual Cozy Chaos on Saturday. I think we've settled on calling it Cozy Chaos because that's pretty much what it is. So that's where you can find me tomorrow, Thursday, 10:30 a.m. PST here on my channel. Tomorrow we're going to be working on the Aravalia Chronicles with more edits much like today. And then on Thursday, we're going to be writing chapter 21 of the prompt novel. We've got 5 chapters left to go before that is wrapped up. So I have to wrap up the plot in 5 chapters. Can I do it? We shall see. And then Saturday night, I'll be over cozying chaotically with Woof. We are going to go raid Infinite Dog, who's currently doing some art. Always looking for in my heart. Oh, wait, I found you. Peter, you're amazing. Oops. I can spell raid. Thank you all for coming to hang out with me today. If you have my emotes, please feel free to use them. Otherwise, feel free to use whatever emotes make you happy because it's all about spreading the love rather than how we do that. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know it's been a rocky start to the year. I have not been around as much as I wanted, and apparently the universe is trying to keep that going. But I really appreciate you all coming to hang out with me. It's great to see you all again and catch up with you. And I promise that we're going to settle into whatever passes for a normal routine around here on this channel. I've got some hopefully good things in the pipeline for developing the stream this year. So I'm looking forward to getting around to that. Just give me a hot minute to get caught up on all my usual beginning of the year maintenance things that need to be done. I hope that you have a very productive rest of your day. I hope that I have a voice tomorrow. And I hope to see you all again very soon. You're awesome. All of you seriously are the best. And I hope I will see you again tomorrow.